Oh, here are one more space engineers, and as you can see, it's the middle of the night. Well, it's actually, you know, a little bit before dawn in the game, so I figured I'd bring you back really quick, let you see what we were working on, and I wanted to talk to you about something we've got going on, specifically with the Europa base. But, you know, I had a couple people asking about seeing the tower lit up at night, so there you go. We have brought our communications grid online. I've added the laser antenna, which is now connected to Europa base. But we need to get an antenna on this base and talk about our next steps. First, we have to get started, so let's go. So happy Wednesday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a fantastic week. As you can see, we've got the defensive turret online, or I should say the defense tower online. Still needed to finish some of the detailing on it. One of the other things that we are currently working on is finishing up the base's actual antenna. Oh, I need small steel tubes, and damn it, didn't bring the right stuff. Alright, so let's go grab some of that stuff. Oh yeah, like I was saying, we're bringing the base's communication system online. Mainly because of the fact that we kind of need to. There we go. That's more than enough. How far out are you? You're almost completely extended now. That's good. So yeah, we've been basically letting the drill system run pretty much non-stop the entire time I'm in the game, so yeah. Now I want to see. Okay, so this is everything connected down here. This antenna. Alright, seems like it's good. Our laser antenna is on a different grid. It'd be broadcast reach, antenna, okay. So that's connected to the other laser antenna. We've got it set up as a permanent connection. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to head up to the Europa base, and I want to make sure that that thing is actually broadcasting back, because I think that's the issue that we're running into, is that the laser antenna that's up there isn't set to broadcast, you know, like 100,000 kilometers. It's only set for probably 40 or 50. So we're going to do that. Make sure we have everything down here taken care of first. The base is running pretty much autonomously. We have added 4 more batteries over here, 3 more on this side, brings us up to 7 additional batteries. Once everything is, like all of the refineries and everything are done running, this is basically going to be just a battery depot. And I'm thinking we may actually put a way station in between Europa and here. And what we'll do is we'll set that up to be, I don't know, like say 20 or 30 batteries. And the whole point of it will be just to have a station somewhere where we can start running all electric vehicles. We need to seriously up our game as far as utilizing some of this power that we're harvesting. And what are you looking at? You are draining, but you are like draining at no real rate. Just turn it off for a second. We've got 15 batteries in play. 60% because these things were mostly full, these were mostly empty, so they're splitting the difference. Okay, so when the sun comes up, these should all charge rather quickly. Okay, so we should be okay to leave the planet, at least for short term. I'm wondering, will this have enough energy to get there? Actually, let me go drop off the parts. I came over here to drop stuff off and I completely spaced that. Alright, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and fill this stuff up. We're going to, I'm thinking we're going to try taking the small miner up to the moon. And what we want to do is get some of this stuff, like the stone and such. Ah, really? I can move it there, but not there. Hold up. Oh, it's because you're full. You're not. There you go. Let's move some of this. We're just basically getting all of the stuff out of the local ship. What are you doing with stone in the cryo chamber of all places? Oh yeah. Alright, so let's do just the things of the current ship, because we want to make sure that we have enough material to get us around. And hydrogen tank. How much ice can you hold? You can hold that much. Okay, so let's, you know what? Let's move you over here. We're gonna take, I don't know, we'll take 45k. That should be enough to get us there. Once we're in space, we're fine. It's just getting to space. Okay, so looks like we should be mostly ready to go. Sun is coming up, and I'm thinking we're gonna go ahead and head up. But basically what we want to do is we want to get up there. We want to make sure the antenna is broadcasting back here, so that we can monitor and manage the Europa base from down here, and vice versa. Once we have both of those online, at some point in the near future, we're going to be heading that way. Which is why I'm thinking we're probably going to end up putting a way station in. And what we may do is, if we put a way station between here and the Europa base, like right outside of the gravitational field, we can have two laser antennas on there to receive the signal from both Europa and this base, and then have another antenna that's basically heading towards Earth, and we may have to build like a way station somewhere along the way. But yeah, okay, I think that's everything. So let's go ahead. We're gonna get in here. Let's power this stuff on, unlock this, see if we can do this without destroying everything. There we go. And we're gonna basically head straight for it, hopefully. It would be easier if we had external video. But yeah, I have to say, I really do like the new cockpit. I'm very much wanting to build a larger ship, like a large grid version of it. But that will have to take a little bit. We might do that later. I don't know. Will we do that for Friday? Maybe we'll do that for Friday. We'll figure out a way to use it. It's funny how you can see the drill lights. Man, that base has gotten huge. I didn't realize just how much space that the footprint of that base is now. That's crazy. All right, so we've got a bit of a flight ahead of us. It's going to be probably a good 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut. I will bring you back when we are a little bit further along. We are almost out of... Oh, no, not really. I was going to say we're almost out of the gravitational field, but no, we've got a long way to go. Right. So, if anything exciting happens, I will bring you back. Otherwise, when we come back, we should be at the base. So, we'll be right back. So, yeah, as you can tell, it is later in the day. Oh, so we've been doing a little bit of work. I have been doing a bit of mining. You took the big miner back out and grabbed some resources. If you remember when we left Europa, we took everything with us, right? So now we actually have a bit of stuff. So as you can see, we did a little bit of mining, not a whole lot. I went ahead and picked up some platinum so that we can make some thrusters, because we're going to need those eventually, but not right now. Also useful for weapon systems, because you need it for missiles. So, excuse me. All right, so what we're going to do now is, man, frog in the throat. Sorry about that. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to work on a transport ship. I had an idea for something I wanted to try. I've seen it done in different forms, but I figured we'd give it our own, college go, I guess you could say. What we're gonna do is we're gonna hop down here. Oh, hey, 3-point landing. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this process started. We've got that there. I want to get... let's drop you out. We're going to do cargo. And what I want to do is... We've talked about... Do I want to do it just right there? Yeah, we'll do it right there. That's fine. We've talked about, at various points in time, having a system set up where we would be able to basically just pick up cargo and go. Do I want 4 or 3? I think I want 4. Okay. And we're gonna do one more there. Ooh, that turned out larger than I thought it would. You know what? Let's do it this way. We'll start this back a little further. It turned into a slightly larger build than I was expecting. Okay, so. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this up so we have the 4 cargo pods, right? Now the idea is that this cargo pods will get filled, say, from up on the top of our elevator system. The ship that will have a carrier ship that's built over top of this to pick them up. They'll take them to whatever planet we end up working on for the bases. And so each of the... Because right now we've got manufacturing and resource refining on 2 of the 3 major planets. We're not on the alien world yet, and I don't know if we're going to go that way. I haven't decided yet. But what we're doing is, since we have manufacturing and mining and resource gathering on every planet, we're going to need a system for getting things in and out of atmosphere. So if we're going to, say, Mars, we'll take all of the resources that we gather here, because we have the big mining craft over here. We'll basically strip this, strip Europa of resources, pump them into the cargo pods, and then drop the cargo pods over on Mars. And then we'll build a vehicle over on Mars' side to pick this thing up you know, off the ground, get it to the base, and then yeah, we'll do it like that. All right, so what we're gonna need to do is we need a merge block. Actually, we have merge blocks on the bar. I'm thinking let's do the merge blocks. We're gonna do 2 merge blocks. We're gonna do one there and one there. But we need to weld those up first. Now the thing is that this framework is just that. It's just a framework. We want a couple of batteries in there too, because anything without a battery on it tends to despawn in the cleanup sweep. So we're going to do a couple batteries. Do I want 4 batteries? I might want 4 batteries. And the idea being that if we have 4 batteries, we can, you know what might be more interesting? No, I guess that would work. Because that allows me to grapple into the middle of it to pick it up. And we'll just have to build a base, an area at the base that we can dock these things. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. But what I was saying with the batteries is that if we have batteries on it, it allows us to have excuse me. It allows us to use these also as the beginnings of a portable base, because when we land somewhere, if we're doing this as an initial landing, we can build a piece that will sit on the bottom of it. So basically, you drop it, convert it to a station, and then you dock this to it. Yeah, see, the Panda can come up with something every once in a while, right? All right. So we do want, we've got those done now. So I do want parachutes. I'm gonna put one here, one here, and then I want, yeah, we'll do it this way. Do it on the side of the parachute block. Alright, so we have those. Is there anything else? Oh, beacon. I need to put a beacon in. Or I should say I need to put a beacon on. Because we want to be able to find this thing. You know what? I can do that up here. Yes, we're going to do a beacon, not bacon. Okay, so let's go. Actually, you know what I could do? I could do that. Like that. So we do a beacon there. Got the merge block in, which is where everything's going to mount up to. We'll be able to place a conveyor block under it. Yeah, I think that's going to work nicely. Okay. Alright, so that gets us the basic framework for the cargo pod. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have... Do I want to put a connector on? Yeah, we'll put a connector on. Why not? Get you out of there, put you in here. And just because I like doing it like that. Alright, so that gets us our cargo drop, right? Very simple, very basic thing. I know I'm using way more material than I need to. And I may take the gyros off. I haven't decided yet. The idea is that if this thing is fully loaded, the amount of mass is going to overload any gyros that we put onto the tug ship. So having a couple of extra gyros, you know, gives us that little bit more angular momentum. Right. I do have to say it's been seeing a lot of air traffic in the area. All right, so that gets us that portion done. Let's go ahead and get the merge blocks welded up because I need to get the other merge blocks built out. So let's go ahead and drop. We're just gonna drop this stuff off. Go cargo, and yes, I am going to pick up plates that I just dropped out, and I'm doing that for a reason. I don't know. I don't remember what we need for these things. Almost nothing. Okay. Alright, so we have those, we've got those. We need construction and motors. Now the only portion of this I'm really welding up right now is going to be the merge blocks. We'll weld everything else up a little bit later. You go back in here, you can go back in here, and you can go back in here. So we'll grab those, and we'll grab those. I know I don't need many, I only need like 10 of each or something like that. The only reason I'm even welding these up is because in order to put another merge block on them, you have to weld them now. Didn't used to. You used to be able to do merge block to merge block, and then weld it all up at once, but is what it is. It's okay. Alright. There we go.
Energy low.
And we're going to go ahead and grab these once more. Make sure this is set up correctly. Alright, and then we are going to go... I want to do that, or do I want to go... this? Because what I had thought about doing was that. Actually, that makes a little bit more sense if we do it that way. Let's take you out. Take you out there for a second. Yeah, alright. So now I'm going to do this for just a moment. And then we're going to go tank, tank. We're going to do this on both sides. Basically, we're going to have one tank for on each side for each cargo. The reason I'm doing that is because I know that this is going to take a ridiculous amount of fuel to get up off of the ground. So we want to make sure that we have everything that we really need. And you never know, you know, once you're in space, I mean, it's pretty easy to get things around. But we want to make sure that we have enough fuel to be able to actually get
energy critical.
Everything set up and running the way we want. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to go... Oh, let's go... Conveyor block there. There. Do we just want to do conveyor blocks all the way down, maybe? Yeah, why not? So it gives us the ability to have a little bit more control over what we're building. Alright, let's go get in the cockpit really quick, get our power back, and we will continue this build. Alright, so the idea, so what we're talking about with this, is that we're going to have that central cargo piece be detachable and connectable by the merge blocks. Once you're connected into it, you fly the resources where you need it, you turn off the merge blocks, the 2 parachute blocks will, we'll set them up to auto deploy at a certain altitude. Once you get them outside of the atmosphere, it'll be part of the flight system. Now we can actually set up using programmable blocks and timer blocks. We can actually write some scripts that will check to see if you are connected, if the specific merge blocks are connected to the ship. It will deactivate the parachute blocks. Right? If you are disconnected, it'll activate the parachute blocks. So I'm going to be using. I'm trying to remember the name of it. There's an online Space Engineers script writer that you can use. Basically, you select the type of block and you say, I want it to do this if these things are true. It's a very simple logic system. I am not going to sit down and write the C# out by hand. That's just no, not doing that. All right. So that gets us to the beginning of our ship. We're gonna have this come out a bit, I think. So we don't want it to latch there. We want it to go something like this, maybe. And then we have, I don't know. See, because I was thinking, is I kind of want batteries in here, so if we do, how can we do this, is the question. Oh, you know what I could do? This would be ridiculously destructive if anything goes wrong, but make sure that is set up. Yeah, okay. As we were talking about, you don't need much in the way of power once you have everything set up, but we're gonna have to have a way for this piece to also connect to bases to do things like refill. Alright. So let's go ahead and go. Yeah, we'll put one there. Why not? And then we want to go bring this out one so that it clears. Yes, so it clears there. We'll put a conveyor here, put another conveyor here. And that's 1, 2, 3. I guess I could do this. Why are you unable to place the battery? You're all one grid. Oh, because you don't have. You have it there, but not there. Alright. And then we go like so. if we do that, we can do that. And that. Alright. I think that'll work. I hope. And we're going to have to go through and skin the whole thing as well. Okay, so everything is connected. So if I take those blocks out, we should be okay. But I think I'm going to leave them there for now, just in case, because you know how I like to go through and cut things up sometimes. So yeah, let's be a little bit careful with those. Yeah, so we'll do that. And we want you. So, okay, let's see what we can do with this. There we go. And excuse me. And one of the benefits of doing it this way is that in case of an emergency, and we do need to take the entire craft into planet for some reason, the parachutes can be manually deployed. Alright. At least... oh, crap. At least that's the idea.
Meteor storm inbound.
Any curious as to where that's going to come down at? Alright. Do you see any meteors coming down? I don't see any meteors coming down. I'm wondering if it went after the upper echelon of our elevator. Oh, okay. It's not aiming for me right now. I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so let's get a little bit more of this in here. Tie this entire structure together. Yeah, like I said, basically we're just going for, you know, a very simple framework. We're not looking for anything overly complex. Do I want... yeah, we'll just do a regular block spire down the middle. That's fine. There we go. And then that ties, basically that ties the entire thing together at this point. We'll be able to put thrusters on top of here, in fact. Do that now. We're just going to do some small regular thrusters here. Do that on all sides. We still need to put some gyros on the main ship, not just the two on the cargo array. And I don't know if we're going to do... because once this thing is built and fueled, it will probably never enter atmosphere again unless it needs to be worked on. So we're not too worried about everything on it. So we'll go ahead and just... whoop. Oh, come on. hoping this is going to be enough clearance. Because what I might need to do is I might need to grab a blueprint and start replacing things. And you're gonna go. No. Come on. That gives us our effectively our lift thruster. And you know what I might do? I might take all of this other stuff out. So if we do that, can I run? Oh, that's gonna be really close. I don't know if I like that. Maybe if we do it this way instead. So if we do that instead. Because remember, we are going to skin this. There will be armor on parts of this. The question is going to be is what portions of it are we going to put skinning on? Because we need the thrusters. That's a given. Alright. Yeah, I think it's going to be probably our best bet, honestly. So then we flip that. That. And that. Alright, and then we just need to put a cockpit on this. What did we put there? Is that a battery? That's a battery, right? Yeah. Guess we don't really need another battery because we've got a couple of
low.
Got a couple of batteries up in the framework. So how about if we take, instead of doing a battery here, we do a conveyor block. And then we do our new industrial cockpit. Yeah. And that. Okay. Alright, so we've got quite a bit of welding to do. We still need to put in a whole lot of stuff. We still need to add a couple of gyros. We also need to add... you know what, I might actually do gyros here-ish, maybe. Oh yeah, before I forget. Because I want those parachutes to be deployable. There we go. Because otherwise the parachute won't deploy properly. There you go. Awesome. Okay, so that gets us the basic ship. What we're going to need to do after this is basically skin this thing up. Like I said, for the most part, from this thruster back to this thruster is effectively done. We just needed to go through and do a little bit of cleanup on aisle 6, I think. Actually, let's do this. before we go any further, because I don't want to cut this stuff out if I don't need to. I'd feel really bad if I separated everything right now. Oh, that would be horrible. Be funny from your side, be horrible from mine. Yeah, just a little congested today. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some of this framed in. Do the same back here.
Critical.
Just so it's not quite so obtrusive. Because like I said, I do want... And I may actually come back and upgrade this into heavy block. Turn that off for a second. Yeah, I'm actually liking that line a little bit better. Gives a little bit more protection on the components under it. Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that'll work nicely. Okay. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead, weld this thing up off camera, and I think we're going to call this one here. So I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, new to the channel, just want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And if you really want to be kept up to date around here, ring that little bell too. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Have some ideas for finishing this off with a little bit of flair, too.